Hello, happy Friday. Change of venue. I'm in the Conservatory today because it's a beautiful sunny day. Yeah, it's been dire, as you know, in Fleetwood. And all I will say to you is if you think living by the sea would be wonderful, don't just look at your house to be in summer, which is what we did. Look at it in the winter, when the weather's dire and the sea is rough and, you know, then make up your mind if you want to think it's a good idea to move by the seaside. I was discussing with my friend yesterday. She has come from London and moved to Fleetwood. And the question on our lips yesterday was, why? It was bitter cold. The wind was icy in our faces and, oh. Well, we're on the subject of that, faces. I said, since I moved here, my face has gone a lot older. Yeah, I know I'm 77 and I'm no beauty, but it has gone older. There was an article today on the interweb about the injections that I take for my diabetes. It's called Dulicity. Once a week, it's not insulin. Apparently it's the in thing with models and people who want to stay slim is as a quick fix way to lose weight. I might add it hasn't worked with me. Maintain my weight, but it hasn't made me lose it. But the side effect that plastic surgeons are seeing is that people who are losing weight to make themselves look younger are actually making their faces look older. Because apparently you lose all the fat in your face. Explanation of why I'm looking so much older than I did when I lived in Prestwich. A, because the weather was nicer, and B, because I wasn't on these flipping injections. Yeah, but that's a thought for another day, isn't it? Anyway, as you can see, I've pinned, oh, can you see? I've pinned this on the mannequin. This is one reason why I don't like whips that you put away and you put in a bag, because you don't know where you're up to when you come to get them out. And I couldn't, oh, the sun's shining in my eyes. Don't knock it, folks, the sun's shining in my eyes. Anyway, this is why I don't like whips, is because I had no idea where I was up to, and it was kind of putting me off restarting it. I put it away before Christmas. If you remember, we were all ill, and I went absolutely off knitting, crocheting, whatever. I went off everything. So I thought to myself, before I start anything else, I should go back to the, well, it is kind of like, no, it's not the only whip I've got. I'm knitting the sweater, as you know, but the knitting will be slower because, you know, I knit slower anyway. So I've only got 2 whips. Listen to that, people. You with all the bags and bags and bags. I've got 2 whips. So anyway, right, what am I wearing? We'll do that first of all. What am I wearing? Don't ask me when I made it. Don't ask me what the wool is. I have no idea. I can tell you what the pattern is. Yay, I can tell you what the pattern is. For a change. It's not one that I made up out of my noddle. I made it out of one of my favourite books. When I bought this book, I thought, who is this Japanese woman or Chinese woman, whatever, that's driving me nutty? And, you know, my friends used to say, who are you swearing at now? I said, I'm swearing at Doris Chan. This has been my guidebook throughout the years. I have made nearly everything in this book. And so has Sue. You know, my friend Sue lives in Scotland. We absolutely adore this book. You may still be able to get it on Amazon or eBay or somewhere like that. It's called the Everyday Crochet Book, and it is an everyday book. It really is. I have made every one. In fact, I'm going to show you some new yarn that I bought. Oh, don't tell those upstairs. And that is what I'm going to be making. I've made it several times in the past. And that is what I'm going to make next. It's called No Sweat. It does come with a short sleeve version as well, but, you know, no, not around here, no. I've got about 3 layers on here now. I've got my sweater on, I've got my purple dress, I've got my waistcoat on. But it is but it isn't for the novice. I will say that. You're going to need an awful lot of thinking. You're going to need an awful lot of stitch markers, you know, to show you where up to. Everything is top down. And she does the raglan, like increases, and although they're absolutely beautiful when they're done, you do have to concentrate an awful lot because she tends to swap from one pattern to another. She'll say, right, now start this, then go to rows 10 to 20 of such a thing, and then when you get there you have to go back again to the other one. So it used to confuse me no end when I was starting, you know, crocheting. It used to drive me potty. But once you get the hang of what she's doing, you know, I do love her things. At one time I think my whole wardrobe consisted of Doris Chan. I have branched out a little bit now, but you know, at one time everything was Doris Chan. Yeah, excuse me while I have a drink. I can hear people knocking about, that's why I've closed the door, so I can be a bit quieter, because I was joined before by Rosie and Trixie. They've been in the sea today, so yeah, there was. Anyway, what was I going to talk to you about? Oh, I did get some, but I'm still looking for buttons, you know, for that sort of rusty coloured and blue cardigan I made. I can't find any online. Maybe if I go down to, you know, the, what's it called? Naked Sheep. She might have some there. I haven't been there. I did get some owl buttons, but they're not the right colours. Ooh, if I can show you them. Can you see them? Yeah. Once again, they're Bluebell Crafts. Ooh, thrown them all on the floor. They're Bluebell Crafts on eBay. It's very, very reasonable price this year's. Very, very reasonable. Bluebell Craft. Sorry, not Crafts. And I also got these because she... Oh, there's Rosie barking now. Sorry about that, people. But you know how they look a different colour when they're online? Well, these look more of a tan colour, but when they came, they were actually a very dark brown. So they're too dark. I am going to go into the shed. Not staying. Might make a quick video, but I'm not staying because it's not. Might be nice and sunny, but it's not that hot. So I may go in there later to see if I've got any buttons in there. I was just too lazy to go in and find out. Yeah. I've also reached out my sheepskin mittens because my hands. I think I told you I've got Raynaud's. Hands were so cold. So I've got my sheepskin mittens, but they're too stiff, you know, to go around the handlebars of my scooter. So I bought some, somebody's creeping about here, I don't know whether it's Rosie or what. I got some mink oil it's called, mink oil. Hello, you want to come on my video?
Hey?
You want to come on my video?
I have been up and stood behind you for 10 minutes, pulling my face.
I'm sure nobody saw you.
Right, I'm going.
Right, okie doke.
See you later.
See you later. You're going out. I got this mink oil which is supposed to soften leather, so I'm hoping I can make them soft enough to grip around the handlebars. But, of course, I still haven't got any news about the other scooter. Yeah, that was my son, by the way. They're going out somewhere, yeah. Right, what else did I want? Oh, I will show you what I bought. Yeah. Now he's no longer behind me. You can guess. Wool Warehouse, because it's in the organza back here. That is saying there is somebody at the door, which means it's those going out, yeah. I have bought, which I didn't intend to buy, but you know, it's the old adage, like, you know, if you're going to get something and you get postage free, you may as well make up your order to make up the amount that you need to be postage free. That's my logic anyway. I don't know whether it's yours, but it's mine. I got some, it's King Cole Pricewise double knitting, which I was watching a video from Tracy Crochet Rock. She was in her she shed, crochet rock shed, whatever she's going to call it. And she was saying that she had a lot of this Pricewise, which I didn't know when I'd ordered. But it's so-and-so's law, isn't it? You know, because I would have ordered it anyway to make up the postage, if you know what I mean, from the Wool Warehouse. Anyway, it's called Pricewise, and it's called Heather. Because as you know, I bought the, oh, you can't see the label, can you? There you go, the sun's in the way, price-wise, King Cole. It's called Heather, and it's actually slightly mingled, which you're not going to see. It's shades of like purples and aubergines, yeah. You know, I bought those trousers from Moonbeams and Mayhem, and I also had a skirt that's all in like the patchwork, which everybody's loved these trousers and skirts whenever I've worn them anywhere. They're all going, oh boy, love them, love them. But I needed a sweater, hence the Doris Chan book's coming out. I needed a sweater to go with them, and I thought, oh, they have got purple. And as you know, I'm a purple woman. And my purple sweater, I think I threw it before I came here because it had gone very, very fluffy. The one I'd made from the Doris Chan book, it was very, very fluffy, yeah. Anyway, I also ordered knitting needles. Don't go crazy. Look what they arrived in. Lovely tube. Oh, hello. There's Trixie. Don't know how you get in this tube. Oh, here we go. I'd watched a few people using these. The lady at the library that knits. The tube. She uses these, and you know, Sheila, that I was telling you about, Sheila knitting thingy, Bridger, whatever she's called, knitting pro tips or something. She uses them, so I thought I'll try them. And also Ephraim, my friend Ephraim, I can't get them out of the tube. Cannot get them out of the tube. They've wedged them in so tight. So I thought I'll try. It's the Knit Pro Zing. I've got them in different sizes, but I can't get them out of the tube. Oh yeah, here they come. How come you can't resist doing that? Whether it's a toilet roll holder or a kitchen roll holder, you know, you've all got to go do 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 do. The dogs will probably play with that later. Not the little plastic end bits, because they'll chomp them to bits and make a mess and unroll the rest everywhere. Anyway, they're all different colours, which is quite cute. At least you know what colour you're using. What have I got? I hope they've got the sizes written on. Oh yes, they do. That's a 5mm. Oh, you can't see for the sun, can you? Sort of like an aubergine colour, but they've got the silver tips. So that's the 5mm. The 4mm is like a shade of royal blue, navy blue. What else did I buy? I mean, Ephraim was saying that he bought a whole set quite cheaply, but we don't have any. It's hard enough to get long straight needles over here because everybody knits on the worms, you know, the circular needles. They're worm crazy over here, just like they used to be in the America. So it's very hard to get 35cm. I think Ephraim was saying he was lucky enough to get the 40cm needles, which are unheard of in the UK. So anyway, I've got a 6mm, which are a proper purple, and Rosie's going to knock the tripod at any time. The 450. Oh, they've sent me short ones. For the 450. I cannot knit on them. I can't knit on them. They'll have to go. I'm going to complain. I'm going to say you sent me short ones. I cannot knit on little needles. They're a waste of space and time. So somebody else will be having the 450s. Not me. Can't be bothered sending them back. As you know, we're having the postage problems over here. You can't send parcels abroad. I've been trying to send a lady a crochet jacket in Canada, and I can't. You know, nobody over here can send anything, you know. Now I'm going to have to complain bitterly because I don't like short needles and they sent me short ones. And I'm certain I did not order short ones. The 325 ones are green, yeah. I'm going to get my bill out just to check I didn't accidentally order small ones before I go. Oh, they've put me down as 25mm ones, and I know I didn't order those. Oh. B. So they're going to be donated to somebody who can use short needles, because I certainly can't knit with short ones. Maybe somebody at the knit club can use short needles, I don't know. Because they're supposed to be nice needles. I actually have a funny feeling that they might sell them at the Naked Sheep. back of my mind, I'm thinking, over when you go in on the left-hand side, they have some needles there, and I'm sure I've seen them. So before I order any more and pay postage, then I'm going to have a look in the naked sheet to see whether they... Yeah. So I'm going to go in the shed later on, only for a browse, just see if I can find the buttons. That cardigan has been dangling on the back of my chair. Oh, that was... that was Trixie's little barb. She's got a funny little barb. So I'm going to go and see if I can find any buttons, because this cardigan's been dangling on the back of my chair in the lounge since I don't know when. Since I finished it, I suppose, yeah. So anyway, I was just seeing where I was up to. So obviously I've got quite a way to go. I was knitting but crocheting both pieces at once. So one piece is quite there. Oh, Rosie, shush, shush. One piece is quite there, almost there, as you can see. You know, I've just put stitch markers into... Oh, you can't see, can you? I'm waffling away here and you can't see what I'm talking about. I've put stitch markers in to sort of pin it together to see, you know. I always make everything too big. I must think I'm absolutely enormous. I know I'm a big girl, but I must think I'm enormous because I make everything too big. Right. So anyway, I thought, well, I'll stop before I make it too big. I've got several things in my wardrobe that are going to get jettisoned because the mine's too big for me. Anyway, this piece, obviously, I've got quite a way to go with this bit because I haven't even got to the purple bit. Yeah. I don't know whether I like it or I don't. I don't like this pale pink. I know I'm wearing pale pink, but it might go with this outfit, mightn't it, if I carry on and do it. Yeah. But I don't think I want to make it much bigger. I don't want a great big... I'm sort of over the big oversized floppy things, you know. I think when I was like heavier, I thought they hid me, you know. You think massive things and you hide under them, and actually all they make you look like is a great big fat balloon. So I've got to the stage now where I think, you know, you're big, so just wear things that are form fitting and figure fitting. And I must admit that they do make me feel slimmer than hiding under a massive big oversized thing. If you wonder what I'm doing about. A beautiful girl. I'm actually patting our Rosie. Beautiful girl. She's been in the sea today, so she's looking a bit rough and ready. She's been towel dried. You know what it's like, girls, when you towel dry your hair. Or boys, if you've got hair. When you towel dry it and it just goes all wild and woolly. Yeah, I'm going to find out who likes these short needles. Probably somebody at Knit Club that knits on short ones. I'm going to put them up for grabs. Oh dear. The joys of a French bulldog. When they break wind, it stinks. Anybody who's got a French bulldog will tell you. We've had dogs before in the past that have passed wind and it's not been very pleasant. She, absolutely. She's only young. Oops, can't see the other hand. Yay big. But she can clear a room. Believe me, she's worse than any man who's been on the beer all night. Yeah. She's terrible. So I'm going to maybe take the camera into the shed, but it'll only be a few minutes because it's going to be blinking cold in there. Yes, I've got a heater, but I can't be bothered going over, switching it on, leaving it for half an hour, because by then the sun will probably have gone in and it'll be dark. I've not got the pleasure of having loads of windows in there. It's a shed, so it's got just one window and a door. I would like to alter the door and make it into what I call a proper door. This one's like a shed door with a padlock. So to get any extra light in there, you have to leave the door open, which is fine when the weather's lovely. I don't mind. I don't mind if the dogs come in because they can't do any damage. You know, there's nothing that they can sort of savage or pull apart or anything. But I would like a door, you know, possibly a glass door, you know, or one with a window in it. A proper door with a proper handle that you can actually lock with a proper key. I don't think a padlock is the answer to the future, you know what I mean? But that's something that's in the future for something else to do. I was actually thinking of getting a thermal blind for my bathroom. It has got a frosted glass in it, but I am next door to another, well, we're detached, but we are next door to another bungalow whose bathroom window is like upstairs and could be looking. They've got frosted glass as well. But not only for privacy would I like a blind, to keep the warmth in. I've got a little towel rail in there, but it doesn't really heat. You know, it doesn't heat much. So I thought if I had a thermal blind I could pull down. Once the sun goes in, pull the blind down, keep the warmth in there. Because there's nothing worse than a cold bathroom, is there? I know you're under a hot shower, you know, when you get in there, but hello, somebody wants me. Then you're in the shower, you're nice and warm. And to be quite frank, that's probably about the only time I am warm. Because I go in a hot shower, put my clothes on and think, oh, lovely and warm now, lovely and warm. And by the time I've been in my lounge, which seems to be the coldest room in the whole house, by the time I've been in my lounge for a while, I am freezing. And as you know, I've got the rain nose in my fingers. Oh, God, yesterday. I mean, I was sat with my two friends and one of them said eventually, shall we go home? It's so cold. She says, I need my electric blanket. I'm not quite that bad, yeah. So I need to get in bed with my electric blanket, but, you know, it's kind of like, come on baby, light my fire, you know, I need to light the fire. I try to leave it as long as I possibly can, because, you know, economics and all that jazz, we're not all made of money, are we? Well, some people in this world appear to be made of money, but the rest of us are not. You know, I was laughing at an article, again on Facebook, saying that they should put the old age pension up to £415 a week, and I'm like, never in my lifetime. We don't even get a third of that, you know. Never in my lifetime will we get that. I was never one of the prudent people who thought when I was in my teens and my 20s about a private pension provided for myself and everything like that. You just don't think about it, do you? Well, I never had the money anyway. Let's face it, when you're on a minimum wage job, you have not got the money to put away each month into a massive private pension. Not many people do. Unless you're one of these big bods in industry that have these thousands and thousands a week wages, you know, yeah, they can afford a wonderful, wonderful pension. But sadly, I'm not one of them, yeah. If you could turn the clock back, would you do it differently? I doubt it, because I don't think I would have wanted to spend a whole chunk of my small wage back in my 20s and 30s when I was scraping a living on a pension, because you just don't think that far ahead, do you? And my friend sadly lost her husband before he drew his pension, and so has another of my friends. They both lost their husbands before they got to the old age pension age. And we were discussing, like, you know, what happens to the money that they should have been receiving for their pension? Where does that go? Because there must be a lot of men and women who die before the pension age, and they keep putting it up and putting it up. I mean, if it carries on like that in the UK, we're going to be, well, that's what they're hoping, I think. We're going to be dead before we get to the age of drawing any pension. You know, I hate the way that they make us sound like we're a drain. You know, we've paid in since, well, me, paid in since I've been 17 up to the age of 60. Some people have paid up to 65. And yet, you're a drain. You're living too long. You're a drain on the system. When we brought this scheme out, we didn't expect you to live this long. Sorry. I'm sorry if I'm not dying early enough. You know, it's not my fault. You know, I'd like to think that we're healthy enough to live past retirement age and enjoy a bit of life, you know. If you've worked full time all your life, I think you deserve a little bit of downtime, you know, to enjoy your twilight years, to do a bit of something in your leisure. I mean, I had it all planned out what I was going to do with my retirement and my leisure. But sadly, of course, you know, the back issue, the operations, the whatnot, everything that happened to me wasn't in my plans, yeah. But life has a way, doesn't it, coming up and slacking you in the face just when you think you've got a plan worked out. Oh, I was going to go here and there on my free bus pass, you know. I was going to visit all the museums and the art galleries in Manchester that I'd never had time to go visit because I was working. And like, for example, when I had a shop, I used to work every Saturday. I had one day off in the week, but I used to spend that going around the warehouses, collecting the stuff for the shop. So in effect, Sunday was my one day off, which meant it was doing the cleaning, the washing, the whatever. It wasn't a day off that was like a day off so I could go out and go where I wanted to go. And I used to have this light at the end of the tunnel when I'm retired. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do all the things I couldn't do. And of course, what happened? My body said, no, I've got other plans for you. I'm going to collapse your spine. I'm going to give you arthritis. I'm going to give you Raynaud's. I'm going to give you whatever. But hey ho, at least I'm alive, which a lot of people are not. So you've got to count your chickens, haven't you? Well, not in my case, I don't like chickens. But, unless they're in a pot. But, yeah, you've got to, you know, count your blessings, haven't you? You've got to greet each day and think, I'm going to do something positive today. I did that this morning, but then my bed was lovely and warm, so I just turned over and went back to sleep. I've got to get out of that habit. I really have got to get out of the habit of silencing the alarm and thinking I'm going to have another hour. And it doesn't help when you're looking at your clock and it's telling you the wrong time, because it's actually still going, but it's going so slowly that by now it's like 2 hours behind time. Needs a new battery. That's on my to-do list for today. New battery. So I looked at the clock like yesterday and I thought, oh, I'm doing all right. It's only 9:25 or something. I thought, yeah, get up and, you know, get my shower, potter about and all that. Looked at my phone. No, it wasn't. It was like 10:20. And I'm like, eek, eek. No time for a shower because I was meeting my friend at 11. So it was a quick strip wash, clean clothes on, you know what I mean? But it's what we had to do in the old age. I mean, we're conditioned now, aren't we, that you get in the shower, you get in the shower, you get in the shower. And I've got an extremely dry skin. It's aging, bring it back to old age again. So it's like moisturise, 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 which makes you slippy, sliding out your clothes. But I think we're over-conditioned into this washing, showering, washing, bathing, you know. I think unless it's very, very hot and you're very, very sweaty, I don't think it's necessary, to be quite honest. And maybe I'm going to cause controversy here. But it doesn't worry me if I miss a day, you know what I mean? A good flannel wash is what my parents always had to make do with. And I don't remember anybody being smelly, unless they had a very sweaty kind of job, you know. Or they didn't bathe at all. Or they didn't wash their clothes at all, yeah. But I honestly think, you know, if you haven't got time for a shower, it doesn't really matter. Just a good flannel down, you know. You can do that in 5 minutes, can't you? It's flannel, 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 flannel. Dry, dry, dry. Back out again. That's what I do anyway if I haven't got time for a shower. And I'm stopping to feel guilty about it. I don't feel guilty about it anymore, yeah. There goes my beepity beeps telling me, shut up, Janet, you have been chatting long enough. So if I do have time, and if I can get my camera charged up, I will maybe see you later for a quick video in the shed. You never know, you're lucky in a raffle, do you? Anyway, bye for now. Bye.